Right, hi all. I've no idea what happened there, but that was a bit worrying. 'Cause I didn't touch anything, and actually just the app just shut down, and it removed the video footage that I'd been recording. Which I thought when I came back in the app that at least the video might still be there, but it's not. It was away, unless for some reason I hadn't pressed record or I had done well. If I paused it though, it's surely still would have saved it. Right, okay, well, to be honest, I was only blathering on about things anyways, about how my situation was pretty poor and whatever. So, well, let's just move on then. So I decided, it was my turn. Hang on. Yeah, I've went and moved that guy. Sorry, hang on. He's in there. Is that right? Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Is that? Yeah, that's where he was. Yeah, it's just I've moved on. Well, you'll see in a second. Right, so it was my turn. I decided to bring this other tank on. Yeah, I was talking about the fact this is a wheeled. It's classed as wheeled because it's got a green movement cost. Although it's got a bit of wheeled and tracked, and it can move 3 hexes because it's got 2 bonus moves. But the green one must be a bonus move up a road, whereas the blue one can be any open hex, road or open. So you could benefit a wee bit by getting them moving a wee bit further. So I'm going to put him in there, and we don't need to check for spent check because of the way we're doing it. And yeah, just watching that was bizarre because I reckon I must have been in 7 or 8 minutes in there and it just kind of shut down, which was kind of worrying. Yeah, I don't mind if it done it and then saved the video, but it didn't. Anyway, okay, right, so we draw for the AI, and this is what we draw. Another command order card. So this guy's possibly in play, but we've not got any close combat, we've not got any short range. Yeah, there's none across the other side either. So execute counter actions. Well, yeah, we can do this time because the AI with more in-line of sight units within 5 hexes than in-line of sight AI. Well, this guy's got 1, 2, 3 units and he's within 5 hexes in his line of sight and no AI. So he's definitely going to low risk move towards his closest AI, which is here. And well, without going through it all again, he's just going to back up. Because he's in the fire zone from all 3 of these just now, and if he moves into here, he's not going to. Oops, he is flipped still. Not that it seems to have bothered him. He just keeps drawing blue cards, so he's going to back up into there, and you'll see that obviously takes him out of the fire zone. All 3 of them, and not only that, it moves them keeps them in cover, and it moves them 1 hex towards. So I think that's a no-brainer, kind of low-risk move towards. But you never know. Somebody might come by and say, "Well, you could have moved them into." I don't think so. I think that's got to be the hex, isn't it? Because it takes them out of the fire zone, moves them into cover, moves them closer to that guy. So, yeah. And the fact he's backing up and into a building, and remember he can do that because it's not only a blue card, it's a low risk move as well that he's doing. It would normally have cost him one for the move, 1 for the backup, and 1 for the building. However, it's a nice blue card, so it doesn't cost him anything. He doesn't care. That's him. Right, what do we do now then? So he's moved 1 hex further back now, just teasing us, just asking us to come forward. And he's in. Yeah. Thing is, I now can't go 1, 2, 3, can I? Well, I could go 1, 2, 3 into here, but he's not got a very good defence either, has he? That I've noticed. Yeah, so I can't go 3 into there, which that would have done. That's annoying. And if he stays there, I can't even go 1, 2, 3 into there and then go 1, 2 into there, because that's a building as well. Oh, wait a minute. Can I go into the stone building with him then? Because he's a wheeled unit, not a tracked unit. So not classed as a tank, is he? Well, that was a sole rule thing, wasn't it? And it was under multi-hexes, I remember that now. I'm sure it calls it a tank. Next page, I think. Multiple hex moves. A tank will not move into a stone building. Hex. Any other hex that could potentially immobilise it, or a mind hex. So what's the definition of a tank? Does it not need to be a tracked vehicle? Right, hang on. Well, I'm not sure. I can't find anything that describes a tank. Am I being silly here? I mean, yeah, I know these are clearly tanks, these 3. I mean, this is SDKFZ 232L. I wonder, hang on, maybe it gives you a definition in the back of the, where it's got all the counters. Yeah, maybe. There it's there. A heavy 8-wheel reconnaissance car armed with a 2cm L55 autocannon. This is the later version with spaced armour front shield. Okay. I don't think it is then. I mean, well, I didn't think it was initially, so there's not really, I wish they had a in the counters at the back. I'm looking. There's a tank destroyer. Does that count as a tank? But then the other ones, Panzer 2F, this reconnaissance tank, Panzer 38T, this Czech tank, Panzer 3E, intended to be the main German battle tank. So every one of these has the word tank in it. Panzer 4F2 upgraded to a 7.5cm anti-tank gun, mating. That's a new battle tank. Yeah, it's tank. Yeah, every other one has the word tank in it. And the description, that is. So my guess is that's not a tank. You know what, does it really help you, the fact that you can move into there, Grant? Probably not, because I really want to move into there. I can't get adjacent to him though, I'm too far away. That's annoying. Well, I didn't know he was going to move back, because to be honest, I could have brought him in. Well, that would have been silly though, wouldn't it? Right, well, you can't do it, so what are you going to do? Right, you know what, I'm just going to move on 1, 2 into there, and then he's out of line of sight, and take a check on a 1. There's a 5, so we're good. Right, back over to them. Yeah, right, it's not a blue card. If the I plus unit's less than 4, no, it's not. Oops, daisies. Right, that could have been worse. Execute counteractions. Well, this guy can't move. Remember, this is a green card this time, and I don't see none of the other AI have a unit in their line of sight. No, they do not. So no counteractions. Well, there's no point being over here, Grant. let's look over at the other tank, I think. Not that the action's definitely going to be over here, but this is where we've got the other tank. And this guy, remember, this guy got spent. So, counteractions are out. Hit AI closest to unit rally. Well, we know he can't rally. He's got a unrallyable damage counter, hit counter. Unhit AI closest to a fresh unit that just acted fire. Well, the unit just acted is over the other side, but nothing can fire on him. AI closest to a hit unit, fire +2 caps. Again, there's nothing that can fire. So we're going to execute mission orders this time. Right, well, we haven't done this yet, so let's have a look at them. So, mission orders. Highest firepower AI closest to lowest DV unit fire. Well, again, yeah, there's nothing that can fire at anything. So we can't carry out a fire order. If there are more spent AI, including RE, than spent units, AI passes. If there are more spent AI, right, I'll keep the camera there, but I'm just going to look at the AI. They've got 1, 2 units spent, then spent units. We've got 1, 2, 3. So no, they've got less than us, so they're not going to pass. So AI furthest from unit, move towards. Okay, that's going to be tricky to work out. Right, I just about started to go and look away at the back there, and I just stopped myself, because am I not right in thinking that this is an instruction that can be a bit confusing? Is it this one though? Or does it just come down when we're talking about firing? Well, I wouldn't have thought so. So, AI furthest from unit, move towards. What I'm wanting to try and say here is that the term furthest from wants to look at the AI unit that's furthest from a unit, but it's closest to the unit, which is a really awkward. I think I need to double check this and make sure I'm getting this right though. What I kind of mean by that is, I wish I'd thought about setting up an example about this previously. Let's just say and have you got this right, Grant? Let's look at these two AI here, right? Now let's just say we're looking at both of them, and they're, see, because this one would be furthest from this unit. Let's just say that it was only these two AI, right? And this one's furthest from that unit, and that one's not. So is it not just straightforward case of that one moving in that situation? Is it something else that's catching me up here, where they always look at closest to? Is it just with firing? Right, give me a second. I'm going to have to look back to the basics here. But I know furthest from is a right pain at some times, at some points when you're trying to carry out an instruction. It could just be it's not in this case, and it might just be that we're looking way up here for the furthest unit from. And you know what? I think I might have posted a question on this as well, and somebody kind of set out a sort of explanation of how it worked. It just might not be this situation, so give me a minute. Right, okay, so I'm glad I stopped myself from blundering into what I've probably done in the past. Right, I got this information from finding out a thread. Now, there's a few threads out there on furthest from. I'm sure there's quite a few. This one is just called Furthest From, and it was by myself, posted back in January of 2016. And I have, hi all, still having trouble with the furthest from command. When it's joined up with fire, spent or fresh, etc., I'm pretty sure I know what to do. If it's a move command, however, I'm not sure if I'm doing it right. So this is us on the right place, I think. Does AI furthest from simply mean that the AI that is the most hexes away from the unit that fulfills the other part of the command? And this is what I started thinking initially here, and then I thought, wait a minute, there's something that tells me that's not right. And it is not right. Maybe it's just me, but I just can't seem to grasp the rule in 5.01. Now, hang on, this might be... No. This is. And the rule in 5.01 is where I needed to be. I was looking through the book before, in which it states that furthest from means the AI which is furthest from its closest target. I hate that. I really hate that. Ever since I played this game, I just despise that rule. The way it's worded, I don't know. It's just, I'm sure it's just me. You're maybe all shrugging and saying, what's the problem? It's simple, Grant. Furthest from, the AI which is furthest from its closest target. No, stop it. But then again, you look at closest to, the AI which is closest to its closest target. That seems easier. I don't know. The AI which is furthest from its closest target. That just... I know what it means, but trying to... yeah, anyway. So, well, let's go through some of the replies I got, because I do remember getting this cleared up for myself. So, from Mo 45673, I'm pretty sure that move towards means that the AI is too far from any targets, so even if the target is out of range or line of sight, it still doesn't negate the eligibility. Yeah, I'm good with that. I understand that it doesn't need to have line of sight and whatever. I'm not sure I stated that in my question, but however, so, and then he carries on, and he's in quotes, furthest from its closest target is actually quite simple. Well, for you maybe more. No, I'm sure it is, but it's just, this is a Grant thing where sometimes I get stuck up on things, and I'll admit I'm not the smartest guy in the world. Anyway, imagine the target was lowest defensive value. Imagine there are 3 that are tied for lowest defensive value. So 3 potential targets. Now imagine that the AI has 2 units. One unit is 2 hexes away from its closest target, the other is 3 hexes away. The latter unit would activate because it is furthest from its closest target. Okay. Imagine the target was lowest. I think what I could do with here, and this is what I wanted to be honest, this is what I wanted to do, was set up a sort of example on my map somewhere, but there's not much space for things. I'm sure we could probably still do it though, Grant. So give me a second here. Let's see if we can set up what Mo's saying here. Okay, let's see if we can. This is a wee section I've set up here. I've not got much space in the map. Even the map's that big, it's all the wrecks and whatever. So just got this little area. So he said, imagine the target was lowest DV, defensive value, right? Okay. Imagine there are 3 that are tied for lowest defensive value. So we've got 3 infantry units here. They've all got the same defensive value. So what he's actually saying is this isn't furthest from closest target, it's furthest from lowest defensive value. So he's trying to make it clear to me that, so furthest from lowest defensive value, there's 3 units and they're all the same defensive value. Now imagine that the AI has 2 units. Well, these are the 2 AI units, right? One unit is 2 hexes away from its closest target, so this is 2 hexes away, and the other is 3 hexes away. Well, he's 1, 2, 3 away from all 3 of these, right? But this guy's 2 away. So he says the other 3 hexes away. The latter unit would activate because it is furthest from its closest target. So this is the one that is furthest from its closest target. Okay. Yeah, I get that. It's the whole closest target bit. So let's just say that we had so let's just say, I don't have an arc counter, but let's just say we had a tank back here as well, or anything behind us. Then it's going to be furthest from, but it's not furthest from its closest target. And that's the bit. That is the bit. So that means that we can't pick something away up there, because although it's furthest from the unit, it's not furthest from its closest target. We need a unit that's furthest from its closest target. I mean, I know you're saying there, Mo, it's quite simple, but I just struggle with that. Right, let's sorry, I know I'm gonna, here was me, get a bit of gameplay in or whatever, but this is important to me anyway. So that was Mo's comment. Okay, I get what he's saying there, and it reminds me of where we're at. Right, James Palmer, Mo has it right. Here's how I would view the steps. Find all the AIs that meet the criteria in the card. Okay, all the AI. We're doing AI furthest from the unit. AI furthest from unit, move towards. So find all the AIs that meet the criteria. Well, you've got to add not just furthest from unit, you've got to add that bit furthest from its closest target. So it's not as simple as that, I don't think. For each AI, find the closest player unit that meets the criteria that the AI can perform the action against. Well, hang on then, okay. So find all the AIs that meet the criteria. Well, I mean, come on here. If we're looking at all the AIs that are furthest from, we're looking way up there, we're looking at everything. There's like lots of them. But then you've got to break it down. For each of the AIs, find the closest player unit that meets the criteria that the AI can perform the action against. Compare all these AI unit pairs, and the pair with the most distance between them is what you use in the order. No, still not. And then somebody's came out, Stefan said, so it should always read furthest from its closest, and he's got a question mark. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's been many a folk in this position thinking, it says furthest from, but it's furthest from closest. Yeah, it does say it in the rules, but this is one of the toughest ones, I think. Right, so I come back, reply, okay, think I'm getting it. I'm like, yeah, are you, Grant? Really? Playing solo mission 3 at the moment. This is the mission we're on, isn't it? It is. And there are 13 AI tanks left. Right? So, in actual fact, this is some similar, well, not quite a similar situation, because we've got more than 13. So if the command was unhit AI furthest from a target, or is moved towards, would I first find the unit that is closest to an AI, then declare that the target, then find the unhit AI that's furthest from the unit, and make this the AI that'll make the lowest move towards? Well, I'm not following that. And then James Palmer starts his reply with, no, that's not quite right. So, right, hang on. This rings a bell. He starts giving distances. So he says, no, that's not quite right. You'd look at all the unhit AI tanks. Let's say there are 4 of them. For each of them, you'd look at their closest target. I think in this case it would include mission objectives. Say the closest targets look like this. So distance between unhit AIs and the closest target. Come on, Grant. This is maybe not the time for this. It's been a really hot day. It was really hot up here. That's the problem. It's a nice gaming room I've got up here, but it's not nice in the winter and it's not nice in the summer. It's too hot in the summer and too cold in the winter. Yeah, I don't know if I'm following that. Then Lewis comes in with. He actually makes a bit of a misquote, I think. No, he says, don't know why I said that. So a simple approach is just to iterate over each unhit AI unit. See, I'm talking about unhit here, which is not really what I want. Mo comes back. For me, it's Grant. Sorry, I'm reading this and telling you, and you don't know what I'm. It's all very well if I was showing you an example of something. That's fair enough, but give me a second. Yeah, it's the example James gives here. I don't know if you're going to see that right or not. So it's when I think I've got it, but he says no, that's not quite right. And this is talking about unhit tanks, but however, I don't think it needs to be saying unhit here. Let's just take that unhit part out of it. So it says, what he's saying there is, let's say there are 4 tanks, right? Skip the unhit bit. You'd look at all the unhit AI tanks, let's say there are 4 of them. For each of them, you'd look at their closest target. I think in this case, it could include mission objective. Say the closest targets looked like this. So you've got tank A, which is 5 hexes. Closest target is unit A. Tank B, 2 hexes, closest target is unit B. Tank C, 12 hexes, closest target is unit B. Right? And tank D, 2 hexes, closest target is unit C. Tank C is the furthest away from its closest target, so it will move towards that target that's 12 hexes away from it. That is it there. That helps me. That kind of helps. And right, does it help you work this one out then, Grant? So it's AI furthest and it does. The thing is, it doesn't even have that in the instruction. It just, you've got to look in the rulebook to see that furthest from says furthest from its closest target, which, when it doesn't have it written down there, also kind of could throw you. I mean, okay, you're meant to maybe know that and whatever. So furthest from its closest target, move towards. Okay. Let's try and find some. Now this guy can't move. He's spent. It's a green card. This guy is. His closest target is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away. So his closest target is 6. But I think we can do better than that. Are you doing this right? I think so. But then that tends to make me feel that we are going to be looking away up there, aren't we? Because, this guy's closest target is going to be here, isn't it? Wow. Yeah, so I guess in this situation it is going to be a way up there. I think when it's a smaller sort of situation, it can come down to things a bit. It can, yeah. Because, I said this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away. This unit here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 away from his closest target. So, but if he had a target here, right, he would only be 2 away from his closest target. So that rules him out, because this is 6 away from his closest target. This is only 2 away. So at the moment, 8 away, but you can see we can go right back here. Right, it is more simple than I thought. I think when it comes down to it, that I think as we go on, you'll see some situations where it's trickier to deal with, because I think that you probably thought when you first looked at the AI furthest from the unit moved towards, when it's going to be one of these guys up here, and I was like, well, I don't think it's as simple as that, but in this situation it probably is. So I need to find out, because this guy's closest target is going to be like lots and lots of hexes away. But you can imagine if there was a unit in here and there was a unit over here, how we would then have to like work it out which one's closest target was the furthest away. Right? Okay. Stop, Grant. Stop. Right, you find one, Grant, and let's just do it. Okay, see this guy here? He's 17 hexes away from his nearest unit there. This guy up here is 22 hexes away from his nearest unit. He's going to be the furthest from his closest unit. That guy there. I'm pretty sure that's right. I think I've got myself a little bit bogged down. And with a map like this, it's simpler. It's simpler to deal with. It's as straightforward as what I thought initially. So, and he's wanting to... no, he's not low risk moving, is he? He's just moving towards. He's moving towards... I can't see a way up there. Well, you can move up hills. They can move up hills. Does it cost them? I don't think it does it? Because they're kind of just tracked vehicles. I don't think they are affected by hills. Sloping terrain. Oh, it does. Ascending one elevation level +1 move penalty. Alright, okay. Why did I not think it did? I can still use it as a bonus though, but it costs some. That costs some +1 AP. Moving uphill costs +1 AP per level. Yeah, you can still use these. You can still use these trap bonus though, so you can still move 2 hexes. I don't know. Is that 1 elevation? Well, yeah. If it goes 1, 2, so he could go 1, 2, and then he's moved up just 1 elevation, so it'd be a +1 to his 1, right? And he's got 2 hexes closer to his closest unit, and he's going to check on a 2. Yeah, let's just do it. I think I've got that right eventually, and I think I'm looking. But the strange thing is, I'm looking at it, but it was the same scenario that I was doing when I was asking this question, and but that explanation by James there, that's perfect. That's what you need, and I hopefully can come back to that one, because once the map's a bit tighter, and yeah, I can see why people probably find that quite easy to understand. I can see it. It's one of the ones that, you know, sometimes you just, yeah, I get things like that, right? Like I say, I'm not the smartest. Right, so a check on a 2, so that card goes away, and he's going to check on a 2, right? Let's do that. Okay, and we've got a 2, so he's going to get spent. That guy there. Okay, that's fine. Right, we should be able to deal with that now. Right, is it back to us? It is. Yes. Okay. Let's get back down to the important part then. Well, it was that long ago, I can't remember what I was doing. Yeah, so I moved him up to there. So now the next part of the puzzle is moving him into here, and then the next one is moving him in. I feel like I've got to do it, so I'm going to do it. Now it's going to be a move of 2. I can't use my cap, so that's the thing. I've only got 2 caps left, and I really, really want to use. The thing is, if I get spent right now, that's that, isn't it? But I can't. I've got to take the chance. Yeah, I've got to take the chance. So we're checking on a 2. And there we go. We're spent. So it wouldn't matter. Well, unless I spent both my caps. Yeah, nothing working. Nothing working. Now, I do have 2 caps left. I could use the 2 to fire on them. I would have 7 against... Yeah, but we're right, he's flying, can't we? So it's 7 against 20. I could chuck the careful aim in for 9 against 20. I need 11. This is... yeah. I think I've been sucked in here, haven't I? I've just been drawn in. Right, it's over to them. Oh, it should be a blue card. Right, it's not. Right, reshuffle. We could do with that. It's getting through the deck here. So looking around, there's no close combat, no short range, counteractions. Well, he has this guy in his line of sight, and he doesn't have any AI. So yeah, I think. Oh no, it's a green card, Grant. It's a green card, so he can't move. And there's nobody else that has an AI in a unit in their line of sight. So no, we're not doing that. We're not doing counteractions. In fact, again, we're probably, well, maybe not here, but we're definitely not across there because there's a green card. Hit AI closest to mission objective rally. There's only 1 unit that's hit. Well, apart from the other guy, but it's a green card. And this guy can't rally. AI closest to the lowest defense value, fresh unit, fire. Still nothing that can fire. Mobile AI, Mobile AI closest to a fresh unit that just acted. The unit that just acted is not fresh. So, because he got spent. So it's not that. So it's mission orders again. So it's AI furthest from unit, move towards. Right, well, we should be able to handle it this time. So it's going to be something up there. Well, let me find out the furthest away one. Yeah, it's still these guys up here. This guy's 19 away. Remember, this guy got spent, so he can't do it anyway. So he's 19 away from his closest unit. So he's furthest from his closest unit. And then he's up on the level 2. So yeah, he'll move into that hex there actually. So 1, 2, and he's in defensive hex. He stayed on the same elevation. So yeah, it's just a check and a 1. He moved twice, so check and a 1. We're going to reshuffle the deck after this. It's a 5, so he's good, and I'll reshuffle the deck. Right, okay, deck shuffled up, and it's back to us, isn't it? Okay, well, situation down here is not, like I say, I do have the 2 caps left, but yeah, and he's a 21 as well, because he's getting a +1 for being where he is, so part of me thinks use the 2 caps, move into the hex, and then hopefully get the initiative next turn. But then between there and then ending the round, you could draw a blue command card and just wipe us out. Well, I suppose we've got 2 more tanks to come on board, so these have only got, they're both the same as that. Got an attack rating of 3. Pretty decent defensively, but I don't know. I'm going to try and bring one up through here, maybe towards that guy. Suppose maybe, I don't know, the other one could maybe come up and come around the flank of these, maybe, I don't know. So, thing is, I'll need to watch, because now they need, they've got a range of 5, haven't they? So, yeah, he could potentially take a shot at me. And remember, he's not in a 0 DM hex, so I need to get adjacent to him to reveal him, isn't it? Unless, of course, he moves out of there. Well, this is blocking line of sight, though, Grant, as well in mind. Right, let's just put this guy. Or do you want to consider coming up here still? Sending another one in. What is it? That's a wall, isn't it? What is it? What does it need to go across a wall? Cost track +1 and it loses its bonus. Well, you could go there 1 2 1 2. Then you're in his flank. Well, I know the flank doesn't matter so much because he's turreted, but I could then still step over there and be in his flank maybe. Oh, let's put him there and we'll see what happens. We'll see. He could maybe move up this way. Right, so we'll put him there and we don't need to check, so that's that. Right, so back to the AI, and it's a freshly shuffled deck, remember, so right, it's not blue, so that's good. Right, so none of the first two hit AI closest to unit rally. The guy can't rally. Highest fire per AI closest to hit unit fire. Nothing still can fire, and this guy doesn't have line of sight. This is a new sort of. This is blocking line of sight basically, and they only have a range of 5 though anyway. And I don't think they consider long range unless it says it on the card. Is that right? I think so, yeah. Yeah, they're considered to have a range of 5 and are considered to have the lowest attack rating when choosing an AI to take an action. So, you know, there might be, obviously that the first priority is highest attack rating, so. But it could be that he's the only one with a line of sight. But I think, yeah, it still needs to be within range 5 for them to take it on. And they won't take a long range unless it tells me long range on the card. If it was long range on the card, then it could be within 10 hexes. So I suppose that's possible. Right, so no firing. Unhit AI closest to a target, move towards. Unhit AI closest to a target, move towards. Right, we can do that one. Who's it going to be? Well, that he's a hit AI. This one was spent. I think it could be this guy here. He's 1 2 3 4 5 away. This guy's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 away. So looks like him, I think. And then over this side, probably the closest is this guy. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Yeah, he's 8 away as well. So it is this guy up in the woods. So unhit AI closest to a target, move towards. This is his target. He can move 2 hexes. 1 2 or 1 2. It's getting closer. Hang on. 1 2 3 4. That one's only 1 2 3. So it's going to be one of these 2 hexes. That's going to be the closer. This one feels like it's blocking line of sight, but I think this one's okay as well. Well, hang on. Do the walls... I don't think walls block line of sight, actually. Doodah's went in the blink again. There we go. So what was I talking about? That hex there. That would be alright. Shaky hand. Yeah, I think, because I don't think walls block line of sight. Let's double check that. Walls. Box line of sight, no. All units in hex. All units in hex, if the line of fire crosses the wall hex side. Right, they would get a +1 defensive rating. If they were across the other side of the wall. So, yeah, if for instance this unit moved into here and I was to fire at it, because I'm crossing the wall, they would get a +1. But so this isn't a low risk move. He wants to get as close as possible. He wants to move out of a fire zone. He wants to reach the highest defensive modifier. He wants to move towards. See that one, the AI will move out of a fire zone. But if it's not in a fire zone, does it care about moving into one? Or the thing? Well, actually, you know what? I don't think. Does it matter if he was to move in here? Did I say it's one of these two hexes? So is that one not just as bad? I think that's up the spine. No, it's maybe not up the spine. No, that's blocked. Yeah, because that's the spine at all the hexes. So, but I'm going into that hex there, and it just crosses the corner of that, doesn't it? So that is actually not in a fire zone, whereas that is. But it doesn't really say that. Where's the bit in the back that guides you? It's not that one, Grant. It's the solo bit. Right, here we go. The AI will move into a hex that's fewer number of hexes away from target. Then that is not within a fire zone. See? So that in the back there. I'm reading out of the rule book, the AI hex movement hierarchy, which is on page 5.3. The second bullet is the AI will move out of a fire zone, whereas on the player aid executing an AI order, the second bullet is that is not within a fire zone. So that's, maybe I'm being picky there as well. Maybe you would have read it as, but it does say move out of a fire zone. It does say it. That's what it says. I wonder what it says in the old rules. Well, this was different because the rules I've got are like really different, aren't they? Yeah, in fact, I can't really look at them because they were too old. I needed to get something a bit better. Well, I've got the ones that I printed out. Let's see what they say. 5.3. Yeah, it's the same. AI will move out of the fire zone. That's what I'm saying. These rules that I've got are pretty much identical to the version 3. But version 3 of these solo rules I don't think they do very little to allow you to use it with, well, to benefit using the 3rd edition of the Awakening the Bear anyway. But anyway, maybe that's just me. So right, well we'll go with that. What that says. So if it can avoid, it's probably common sense to do that. So 1, 2, that's going to be in a fire zone. 1, 2, that's not. So he's going to move 1, 2 into there. Now I'll tell you something though. He's going to be out in the open. Now I wonder when, as soon as he makes that first hit. Actually, maybe I've not got line of sight there because I might go through there, but I think you let him complete his move. It doesn't matter, Grant, does it? So now he's in a 0 DM hex. We don't have line of sight on him. I've just already said that goes through there. Does it matter if when he was there then, if I had line of sight, would I be, I don't, but if I did, would he been revealed? That was another question for you. But it wasn't. It was blocked by this, and then when he moves in there, that's blocked by that. So we don't have a line of sight of that, even though he's in a 0 DM hex. So he's going to take a check on just a 1. And he gets a 5. Right, so he's good. Okay, where are we at? 49 minutes. And it is getting a bit late, but well, let's push on. Well, I'll tell you what, can we not get line of sight on him then now? By moving this guy up. So if he's up, yeah, if he's in that hex there, we get him, don't we? Yeah, we do. So, and if he's in, if I move him 2 hexes into there, that's good as well. So do I want to do that? Sorry, I'm looking at line of sight from K12 hex here. If I moved it into there, you can see I've got line of sight on him. He's in a 0 DM hex. That would reveal him, which is kind of what we want. But I do get 2 moves. So what was my plan? Was to go 1, 2, 1, 2, and then maybe cross the wall there. So let's go 1, 2, and take a check on a 1. That's a 3. Right, okay. And then now we do have that guy in line of sight. He's in a 0 DM hex. That's right, isn't it? That's how I can reveal him. Revealing occupies or moves into a 0 DM hex in any unit's line of sight. Right, good, okay. So we're going to dig into here and find something else. Right, there are some no enemies in here. There's 5 of them. So, but then there's still plenty of tanks. Right, what we got? Well, there you go. It is a no enemy. So that's good in a way, is it? Is it? Maybe, I don't know. So that comes off, and that's that, I think. Well, it was our turn, wasn't it? We've done our spent check. Yeah, okay, it's back to him. Right, okay, draw a card. If AI plus units is less than or equal to 10, it's a green card again. Well, they're not going to be X, so counting RE as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, it's definitely not. It's definitely not. So fresh AI less than fresh units, they'll pass. And that doesn't count the RE. So the fresh AI is 1. And fresh units is 1, 2. Yeah, so we're going to pass. Okay, so they pass. Yeah, let's keep it going. So 1, 2, checking on a 1. That's a 3 again. So we're getting a bit lucky. Well, I felt like we were awful unlucky the last time. The last few occasions, trying to make something out of this. Right, back to him. The blue card's going to come soon, though, isn't it? Right, if AI plus units is 16 or less, I still don't think so, because if we're counting the RE, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, there's more than 16. None of these I think will work. Even the 24 one, I don't think it's not going to work. It's just the ones that they need to get the units down a bit. He's going to pass again then, eh? Fresh AI less than fresh units, AI passes. So he passes again. Right. So moving across the wall, what did they say? It was +1 AP, and we didn't get our bonus. Pretty sure that's what it was. +1 AP, no bonus. Yeah. So if we move in there, if we do move in there, and we're not wanting to move right into the hex, we're going to, he's getting a +1, so he's got a strength of 8, he's got a defense of 18, and we'd be firing with 6. We've got 2 caps, we've got careful aiming. You could chuck it all in and turn that into a 10 against an 18. Still need an 8, and that's me burnt everything out. But even getting right into the hex only gives us, that's my battery going again, only gives us 7 against 18. The 2 caps is 9 against 18. That means a 9. Yeah, it's kind of horrible, isn't it? We need to get lucky. Right, let's move across the wall. So remember, that's going to cost me an extra 1 and turn and face him. So that's a check of 2. And I just got a bad feeling about this one. Here we go. It's a 3 again. The last 3 have been 3s. Okay, but here we go. Not had a blue card for a while. Oh, still another green one. Okay. So nothing up top. Unhit AI and cover coast to fresh unit fire. Nothing. Ooh, no, nothing can fire. I was just wondering about the fact we brought this guy up here, but this guy's behind this tree line. This guy over here has got these trees in the way, so there's no line of sight on him. So nothing, and across the other side, nothing's changed across there. So nothing can fire. AI and 0 DM hex closest to a target. Loris move towards cover closest to target. Right, that's the one that hung us up for a whole part video. Well, not quite, but right. Okay. AI and 0 DM hex closest to a target. Oh, it can't be this guy. Yeah, and 0 DM hex. Well, the other guy that we've got that's not spent is in the woods, so he's not in a 0 DM hex either. Well, actually, finding a unit that's in a 0 DM hex. There will be one, but it might be quite far back, I think. So let me have a look. Right, okay, so it's these 2 guys up here. This one I thought was slightly further away. He's in a 0 DM hex, and this one's in a 0 DM hex. And they're both 13 hexes away from this guy. Sorry, this guy here. So AI and 0 DM hex closest to a target. Loris move towards cover closest to target. Well, the cover closest to the target is either here or here, isn't it? So they're Loris moving. So I think I randomly decide between the 2, don't I? Not that it's a huge big deal here, I don't think. No, if more than one eligible AI, yeah. Unhit and then lowest cost to move, and then yeah, they're the same. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've rolled a 3. So it is this guy. Now here's, oh no, it's a low risk move, so he could actually move into there. Okay, well, he's not in a fire zone, and doesn't matter where he moves to, he's not going to be in a fire zone. So yeah, he's not in a fire zone. Yeah, we'll move into another non-fire zone hex. And then if we look at the movement hierarchy, he wants to get as close as possible. Then not in a fire zone, we're not going to do that. Then defensive modifier. So I think moving into there is going to be 1 less. I think he wants to move 2 into here because it gets 1 hex closer. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure he's going to move 1, 2. Whereas if he moved in there, I know it's defensive, but the priority is getting closer first. As long as he's not moving into a fire zone, his priority is getting closer, then it would be defensive modifier. So I think that's 1 hex closer. So I'm going to go with that one, and it's just a check on a 1. So we'll put that card away, and check on a 1. Ooh, I was kind of hoping that might be a 1 and get 1 out of the way. What was a 2 though? So he's okay. Where are we at? 59 minutes. I'm running out of time though, so yeah, maybe I should just hit on the head. Well, I'm glad I got another part in. Sorry about the stutter in between with the furthest from. That was a shame, because I think if I'd stuck with my gut feeling about, yeah, so unit away up here, it must be, it's kind of like common sense, wasn't it? It's just I remember getting stuck up with that instruction, and I hope you can understand how some people can maybe see it, get trouble with that. Furthest from, closest to. it's, yeah, I don't know. We'll see other instances of it, and it might be a little bit trickier, but yeah, I did get myself a bit messed up there. Okay, so I'll leave that. Kind of, I still want to play, but it's too late now. I do, yeah. But it's not going very well, is it? We've got one more tank left to come on, but yeah, well, I suppose where are we going to take the shot on? That's where we're at, isn't it? It just doesn't. By moving in, it gives me an extra +1. That's all it gives me. I mean, you might think, well, that's very important, but there's one extra risk in him drawing a blue card. Because if we're in there and he draws a blue card, then it's highly likely that he's going to shoot at us. And he's going to have, well, remember he's got that. He's got a pretty bad hit marker on him. I mean, his firepower's only 7. His attack rating's only, it's only 4 because of the reduction. Yeah, I think I'll leave it till tomorrow. And then we've got something exciting to come back to make a decision. Right, okay. I'll get away for now, and yeah, hopefully that wasn't too bad. I know it seemed a bit messy in the middle there. Right, I'll be back tomorrow at some point. Okay, cheers.